Hey fellow creators, Ben here from Cinder Studios. This week, I know this one's going out kind of late. It would have been just a regular vlog this week, and while I had done some recording, mostly of me running around, had a bunch of errands to do, bunch of cooking coming up for my annual Christmas party in a couple weeks. And while I didn't do any painting, because I was otherwise distracted this weekend, I did sit down and just on the floor as part of that vlog and talk about a painting that I'm currently working on and some of the thoughts behind that and some of the thoughts of just where I am mentally right now when it comes to approaching art and approaching my process. And it's like a 12 to 14 minute rant or something like that. And I realized in starting to think about putting that vlog together that I think I just want to release that rant as its own separate thing rather than the whole vlog. So this is just me sitting and talking about a painting that I'm working on. Hopefully you find this interesting, and I'll be back with more regular art videos next week. This painting, of the things I've done recently, has been, I think, probably one of the few that is the most... It's one of the few that is the least about my personal journey as it is about someone else's. So I showed this off very briefly last vlog, and it was in that same state that it was in 2 weeks ago is what I put out in my newsletter. But what I've done to it since is very different now. So this entire sky section I did with a painting knife about 4 or 5 days ago, because I was up late and I was just thinking about stuff. I'm like, I'm just going to start I know I have to work on this at some point. I'm just going to start slapping paint around. So an artist friend of mine, I did put this out as a post on the channel, but I know like the channel community posts, very few people see those. Artist by the name of Phil Seth, that is local to my Pittsburgh community, and is also a much better artist than I am. His house burned down Thanksgiving morning, and a good friend of his set up a GoFundMe, which I tossed a solid $100 into, and it's now up to like 12 grand at this point. So he's going to bounce back and then some, thanks to his community. But I was thinking about that a lot, because so he lost his home. He lost his home art studio. I don't know if he has a wife or a girlfriend, but I do know he has a daughter. So that's like, for the very least, for him and his daughter, he lost his home. He lost his home workspace. And I was thinking about that a lot, and how, unfortunately, given today's society, how privileged such and such people are, myself included. I may not be living paycheck to paycheck, but I don't have a savings. I have a checking account. It's like I am one tragedy away from being homeless and being without the 20 years of art that I've built. So I was thinking a lot about that, and thinking about how real quickly you can just, like, everything can just go to shit. So thinking about Phil and thinking about like how he lost his art studio, lost his art supplies. Insurance covers some stuff, sure, but having to start over is, at this point in my life, so mind-boggling that it would probably take me, where I'm sure he's going to bounce back in like a month, 2 months maybe. Sure, like, I'm not saying he's going to have a house in 2 months, but like, I know Phil is resilient enough that, and he's a good enough artist that he will jump back with very minimal pressure, so to speak. I'm probably wording that wrong, but I'm just, again, this is like, at this point now, I am diving into the mental state that I am when I work on a painting now. That I get myself into this really introspective moment to work on something, and I'm just kind of feel stuff out. And that's the hardest thing for me right now, is to just paint something and leave it alone. And so that's what this was. I was thinking about Phil and his fire, And he posted a couple things on his Instagram of him standing in the rubble of his studio with a face mask on and like the charred easel in the background. It's like, shit, even in tragedy, you can compose a fantastic image for Instagram. You bastard. But it was late. I was thinking about that. And so I grabbed a knife, I grabbed paint, and I just started smearing. So like I have a vision for this piece, and I outlined as it is. But so much of this was just reflecting on like how the fragility of life of what you've built. And I focused a lot, especially in the sky here. You can see like the fieriness of the sky is very much reflective of that. And I knew I wanted to fold that into the lightness of a bluer sky. And the hardest thing for me now is like, even after I finished this much of it, I'm going to go back in and fix this. I'm going to go back in and fix this. Like this, I don't like how this blended here, this layered wrong here, this layered wrong here. And I keep telling myself, stop, 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 stop. Don't fix it. Don't fix it. And that's what I've been forcing myself to think of this year so much is don't fix it. Don't go back in and fix the thing. Let it be raw. Let it be as messy and as chaotic as it needs to be. I'm fine with going in and refining some details in the landscape. Something like this, like up in here particularly. I was like, I got to go back in and fix this. Because this, I don't like how it's layered. It should fade more. And I'm forcing myself to say, stop doing that. You let this be this emotional outlet here. This needs to stay as is. Do not touch the sky again. Actually, the one thing I might do, and I might, yes and no. I do want to fade this. I might throw a spray paint sun in here. And I really want to do sunbeams, but I'm not 100% sure how to do them yet. I might do a spray paint or a push with the brush with like a zinc white or something. Probably a mixed zinc white with like Nicolazo gold. But do I tape it off? Do I don't tape it off? There's like 4 different variable methods that I could think about to do these sunbeams coming out here. And I don't know which one to do yet. And I don't want to touch this piece until I really decide and really figure that out. So my analytical brain, when it comes to paintings, is still there. I'm still going through, like, I got to figure out how I want to do this yet. But the smeary marks, like this is thick paint. I grabbed that natural earth acrylic and some of those Liquitex bioacrylics. Just like, I need something I'm not afraid to lose. I want to squeeze paint out and just use the shit out of it. And that's what I'm doing here. And that's what's the hardest thing for me right now to try to convey and try to talk about and try to share. Because like I can't, like when I'm working on a painting, it's not just, oh, throw the camera out and record for 20 minutes while you're doing some random brush stuff. Like paint, like my entire process has changed so much this year. And I have no idea how to record it. And it's driving me fucking insane. Because it also turns on its head all the teaching methods that I've been doing all this time. So like now if somebody would ask me like, how do I do this painting? Like I know the answer of like how to do it through the old method. But now I don't want to answer questions this way, but if it's a matter of like, how do I paint now? It's like, throw all caution to the wind, do whatever the fuck you want, smear paint everywhere and go fucking insane. Like, this painting is a good example of this currently. It's so raw. At a distance, on blurred, on camera, you're seeing the big picture. I'm seeing weird smears. I'm seeing lines that I shouldn't see. I'm seeing marks that I shouldn't see because I've had such a rigid understanding of how a painting should look. And I've tossed all that shit out the window. And I'm left with a bunch of knife work. This is, by the way, yeah, this entire thing, including the horizon, all this is knife work. All of it. Underneath, the underlying layers was actually chalk pastels that I did as a base coat. But to just get my brain moving. But like, there's so many pieces now that I'm working on that are so unbelievably just throw media at it and see what fucking sticks. But that's what's weird to me at this point now, is that it's simultaneously exciting and unbelievably frustrating for me. I would like to think that I mastered realism and now I'm doing this. But really it's that I got like halfway to realism and I was like, fuck this bullshit. I'm just going to paint. And the worst part about that is, I think I am painting better doing stuff like this than I have done in 20 years. So I'm making different paintings now. And I'm not going to stop teaching what I've been teaching, but it's going to take a long time for me to be able to even remotely articulate what I'm doing on canvas right now to what I'd like to teach you guys in the future. But for those of you watching, I hope you're with me on this journey. As soon as I'm able to bring you guys along for a piece like this, every step of the way for like a video or like a making of or something, I'm going to. I anticipate that being maybe spring, early summer next year. But yeah, it's like so this piece is circling back. This piece was inspired by my friend Phil's house fire. And I'm calling it Kingdom of the Phoenix. Phoenix being the firebird birthed out of the ashes. And perhaps that's what this kingdom is as well. This to be fair, like it's castle in a ring. This is very much like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom going on here. And it was that idea from the start, don't get me wrong. But so much of like the physical energy I'm putting into this painting and like mental energy I'm putting into this painting is channeling the idea of, I know Phil is going to come out of his house fire and make shit that's 10 times better than anything he made prior to that. Because it's like, when you lose everything, you have nothing to lose. And that's what I was thinking of working on the back of this. Like, use the paint, use the media. Use everything. I have a studio full of shit that I'm never going to touch. Start smearing that stuff on. And what's come out of that is something that is, I can already tell, one of the best paintings I've ever made. So again, I think at this point I'm just talking in circles. I could probably articulate like another 3 points better, but I really want to go back upstairs and continue playing Metroid because I am a Nintendo junkie, and I'm going to, because I want to dive into that world. As much as I want to dive into this world too, I need to think on this before I do it again. And I hope some of this is at least relatable to you guys. So this is a reflection of my artist friend Phil losing his house in a fire, but also knowing greater things come out of it. So whether it be this kingdom over here that lost the fire, this kingdom that lost the fire, or both, and they rebuilt together. This is the kingdom of the Phoenix. When the skies ignite to show that trauma of the past, like it ignites and rebuilds that, but something new is still built that's beautiful within it. So those are my thoughts. Thanks guys for watching. Keep on creating. And I'll see you guys next time.